Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the road course at Sandy Flats for the second race in the 2020 NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series. After Daytona, a first-time winner and winner of the event, Jessica Shelton, got her first career win. She's all but locked into the playoffs, but of course, 27 races, 16 spots up for grabs. It could likely come down to winning multiple races on the season. But to today, on the pole, his first pole of his career is 2019 Truck Series champion Logan York. He had a pretty bad race here in the Truck Series yesterday. We'll see if he can do better today with this Cup Series starting position. Next to him, Adam Flickinger, another driver who was in the Truck Series race yesterday. We'll see how he does today in the Cup Series. Row 2 is Wes McCoy and another Truck Series driver, Jeff Toledo. Row 3, Dylan Young continues his great starting position effort so far for the year. Pole sitter for the 500. Now he starts 5th today at Sandy Flats. Next to him is Denver Roval winner from last year, Nico Tringali. Row 4 shows a driver, if I could, the cameraman's the weird here. Jonathan Zorlin will start in row 4 next to Seth Cole. Seth Cole won at Cape Cod last year. Zorlin won 3 of the first 5 races. Could Zorlin do it again? And lastly, for the top 10 in row 5 is Alexander Rowe and Keith Rich. You can see behind in row 6 is two-time road course winner from last year, Ryan Brommer, who won at Valkenburg and the Pensacola road course. As we go through the rest of the field, there's Fitzwater Sr., your Truck Series race winner from yesterday. Right behind him, Jessica Shelton, your Daytona winner. As there was one other driver who won on road courses last year, and that was the 3 of Cole Deaver, but he starts in the back of the field today. There he is in 30th place as we go through the rest of the starting lineup. Johnny Gardner starting near the back. Gardner and Andrew Rich, the two drivers we'll be keeping our eyes on a lot this season to see how many wins they can rack up. They're the favorites for the championship again, I believe. But then again, we see their performance really kick in on the speedways, the first of which will be next week at Rockingham. But top 10 in standing, Shelton, Evans, Oskin, Jeff Toledo, Onjack, Mills, Brommer, Rowe, York, and William Flickinger. That's your top 10 in points. And let's go trackside for the command to fire engines. Rest of the current playoff grids: Corey Williams 11th, Keith Rich 12th, Nate Rogers 13th, LJ Toledo 14th, Johnny Gardner 15th, and Alex Gray 16th in the standings. So what kind of racing will we see for the Cup Series today? We saw a lot of strategy in the truck race yesterday, but cloudy skies today. That's going to bring in a little more horsepower and definitely some more fuel usage. And just to quickly go back to the predictions for the Cup Series, rookies will win at least 7 races in 2020. The first 2 rows today are rookie drivers. Can we see one of those 7 races today? Or will it be more than 7 wins for the rookie class here in the 2020 Digital Storm Cup Series for the NRSL? We are underway at the road course at Sandy Flats. And they're going to go 4 wide right on the start. That's Wes McCoy and Dylan Young, who's in the sand there through the first corner. What an insane move by Dylan Young. And still side by side for second, our teammates, Wes McCoy and Jeff Toledo, as Adam Flickinger falls from 2nd to 4th. Logan York with a good lead for now, down the Kink Straight. You see how fast these Cup cars get, 180 miles an hour out of the 43 car right there. So once again, going over your road course winners from last year. You had Nico Tringali to start it at the Robles. They're 4 wide, some more in the back. That was Quinton Moore, I believe. And there's still crazy 3 wide action going on through the pack. But just to reiterate, Tringali won at Denver Roval. Brommer went back-to-back at Valkenburg and the Pensacola road course. You saw Seth Cole win at Cape Cod, and then Cole Deaver won at Papyrus. So those were the 5 road course races from last season. This year, I'm counting up the total of road courses. Now this is an early road course. We won't see another road course until the summer months. But there's this race here at Sandy Flats. You've got Pensacola road course, 2 races at Pukeca, as it is pronounced, according to YouTube, anyway, or someone on YouTube. Pukeca, that's how it's pronounced. Everyone pronounces it differently. We've got Mustec, the Island Rally dirt course. So that is 6 road course races in the regular season. And then Papyrus and Virginia International Raceway in the playoffs. So a total of 8 road courses this year. We'll see how many Seth Cole can win. Remember, Seth Cole is the road course master. What will he get done in 2020 for road courses? Total of 4 total road course wins in his career. How about James Shelley right now, having a pretty good run? Right there behind his teammate. As Nico Tringali just passed Dylan Young, and Adam Flickinger has been going backwards since starting in 2nd place. This is the longest straightaway. What kind of top speed are we going to see? As Alexander Rowe is going a lot faster than him, almost 190 right there on the board. And look at how much braking he has to do, down to 78 miles an hour. One wrong mistake into that braking zone and you will drive into someone. But Adam Flickinger down to 7th place. And Adam clearly does not have a good car here in the early stages of the race. Dylan Young in 5th, Tringali up to 4th. But right now it's all 2019 Truck Series champ Logan York leading the field. And the big question gonna be, will we see any drivers pit on lap 2 here in the Cup race compared to what we saw in the truck race? In the truck race, it was every 4 to 5 lap for pit stops. 2 stop was the win for that. But here today, you will have to pit 3 times even if you go 5 laps. So what will the strategy be? Because if you pit every 4 laps, you're pitting in extra time. What's the tire fall off going to look like? Those are the questions we're asking right now. We saw in the truck series the fall off was so big. With draft they were running 305s. But without it, they were running 307s. Maybe some of them were still running 305s on their own. But we saw fall off go as far down to running 310s, 311s, depending on the capabilities of the man behind the wheel, man or woman behind the wheel, I should say. So what will happen here for the Cup Series? Now, we only went 1 lap. We haven't been able to see clearly who has the best car. We'll find out this time by for sure, depending if anyone pits. But I think it's Nico Tringali, as he's trying to pass Wes McCoy for 3rd. Could Tringali get his first win in 2020 here at Sandy Flats? Running the wider line versus Wes McCoy. Alexander Rowe right there in 6th. Tringali trying to chase up to Jeff Toledo and Logan York, trying to prevent a rookie from winning the race. And we'll see what those top lap times are here today, but we're going to go to the back of the field where Matthew Logan runs in 42nd. He had a great finish in the Truck Series race, top 10 effort, but things are not going well here for him in the Cup Series. And from the looks of things, no one will come down pit road on lap 2 in this race. So different strategy to be played here, as Logan will pass Jesse Turner for 41st. But the first set of lap times are in, and Jeff Toledo has the top time, a 2:57.015, so he is currently closing in on Logan York. Alexander Rowe with the second quickest time. As you see, only 4 drivers under a 2:58. But Toledo very fast. McCoy holds off Tringali as now Rowe puts Tringali all the way to the left 3 wide with himself and Dylan Young. And Tringali will falter back out of the top 5 as Jonathan Zorlin is making a charge himself. Remember, Alexander Rowe with 1 career road course victory back at Provo in 2018. He's also got a win at Atlanta from 2017 on his career. So we'll see what Alexander Rowe can get done. Could today be the day he goes to victory lane again? But Dylan Young holding strong up here in the top 5, trying to get a good finish. Could we see 2 straight weeks of first-time career wins from veteran drivers? As Dylan Young has not seen victory lane his entire career. How about from another driver who hasn't won since 2017? James Shelley got 2 Speedway wins at Indy and Homestead back in 2017, and he has not seen victory lane since. Running in the top 10, a lot better than the road course expert himself, Seth Cole. There's LJ Toledo, technically in his second, or well, he is in his second full-time season in the Cup Series, but his first came all the way back in 2017. Due to being away for so long, Toledo allowed to run full-time in both the Cup and Truck Series this year. How about Alex Gray, currently in 13th? Gray with a great consistent season last year. What will he be able to get the victory lane here in 2020? And there's Daytona winner from last week, Jessica Shelton, running in 15th place. And there it is. 1 lap late, but pit strategy already. And it's Keith Rich from 14th place, who's the first one, I believe, to come down pit road, unless someone in front of him bailed onto the pits. And it doesn't appear to be anyone else but him. And indeed, Keith Rich is the only one down pit road. So Keith, the only one to attempt the undercut here on lap 4 after going 3 laps. What's the fall off up front? Oh man, it is almost 2 seconds already. So a wise decision by Keith Rich. But now he will have to make sure he doesn't pit an extra time compared to the leaders, because those that did not end up finishing well. So it will have to be seen through the end of the race to see if this is the call to make. Now, if a lot of people start pitting after lap 4, I will say good call, because Keith Rich goes 4 laps. From here, it's lap 7. Or he pits when it's lap 8, he pits when it's lap 12, and then lap 16, if he chooses to do so. Now, if these drivers all pit coming to lap 5, they'll have to do it again coming to lap 9, lap 13, lap 17 maybe. Because again, it's 6 miles around this track, 5.9 if we want to get specific. But cloudy conditions, you're using a lot more fuel, the engine's working a little stronger, a little harder. You're using a little bit extra amounts of fuel there. But getting away from strategy, this is currently the only two drivers we've seen looking as favorites for the win. Logan York and Jeff Toledo. Jeff in his first full-time season in both Cup and Trucks. He'll have to make a decision after the year's over which he wants to run full-time. But he's chasing down 2019 Truck Champ Logan York very well. Meanwhile, Wes McCoy holding up Alexander Rowe and others from making their way through the field as Ryan Brommer has entered the top 10. Dylan Young trying to hold on to 5th place over Nico Tringali as Alexander Rowe has moved up to 4th. And Toledo is all over the bumper of York. But here they come towards the pit lane. Who pits? Jeff Toledo will. Logan York will stay out, but Jeff Toledo pits from 2nd to try and undercut the race leader. He has the fastest car. Will this be the winning strategy? You can apparently go 5 laps, so I mean, it looks like it's a 3-stop race for the time being, unless someone stretches it. If someone can go to lap 6 and pit coming to lap 7, whoever does that will win on a 2-stop. Now the question remains who pit with Toledo. Teammate Wes McCoy's down. Dylan Young, Jonathan Zorlin, Adam Flickinger, Seth Cole, Ryan Brommer, Toledo, LJ Toledo, that is, Corey Williams, Andrew Rich, Zach Rogers, William Flickinger, Kukalon, Friesen, Fink, Deaver, Ferranti, Shearer, Nanako, Ace Rogers, Evans, Sanford, Turner, and Matthew Logan all down pit road. And we'll see how they rank to Keith Rich, who has put a lap on his tires. Remember, Rich pit from 14th place. And it looks like he's going to come out a lot better. Right next to Seth Cole. And now, remember, his tires are heated up. He's got the grip. So watch how many people he can pass here now. For the time being, he's got the grip. He just needs to make it count. So Logan York stayed out along with, I believe, 18 or so drivers. But it puts Rowe and Tringali into some form of clean air. And Rowe is 4/10 faster than York that last lap. But he was stuck behind Wes McCoy so long, he lost so much time. And will he be able to make that time up? We're just waiting for the rest of these guys to pit. We've done a lot more coverage here for the Cup race than we did the truck race. I'm not really sure why. But I definitely just want to say I'm not trying to pat myself on the back too hard. But I definitely feel I'm doing a better job of keeping my voice in your ears, which you might think is a bit annoying, but broadcasting school has really upped my game in just making sure there's something coming out of my mouth. I know that the professionals for NBC and Fox don't talk really as much as me, so I guess that's a good thing, but I don't know. That's just a little side note. But let's see, is Logan York coming into pit road? He is. Will anyone try and stretch it 6 laps? That's the big question right now. The answer is no. If you could make it 6 laps, I'd say you're looking pretty good for a 2-stop, but it looks like it's going to be a 3-stop, as Mills and McShane are the last to come onto pit road. So we'll see where Jeff Toledo comes out, undercutting race leader Logan York by a lap. We'll be back with more action from the road course at Sandy Flats in the second race of the 2020 NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the road course at Sandy Flats. You're looking at pit entrance, which you can see the banking there on the final corner as pit stops have finally completed, and we're not yet aware of the exact running order as no one has hit the timing line just yet. But one thing is for sure, Jeff Toledo took the race lead right on pit exit from Logan York, and it's just a matter of time to see how big of a lead Jeff will have. The fall off, I think, is around 4 seconds. I haven't gotten a good chance to look at it. Now, with these pit stops, Keith Rich, who pit on lap 3 to lap 4, will have to go 5 and 5 if he is to not pit a 4th time. It's looking like a 3-stop across the board. So just got to wait and see. And there is Jeff Toledo off the final corner, and there is his lead over Wes McCoy. So Evernham currently 1-2 on the board in the race. Their pair of rookies, this new startup team, getting the rights back to the 19 and the 43. Johnny Gardner, originally, for those that have been around, he took his team, which was Go Fast Racing, and merged it with Petty and Front Row, and that formed the 4-car team in 2018. And then those assets were released after 2019 due to the success, and that's why Evernham Petty is back with the 19 and the 43, and Front Row is back with the 34 and the 38. But so Wes McCoy in second, Jeff Toledo in first. A great race here at the road course at Sandy Flats for these guys. Logan York in third, Alexander Rowe fourth, Dylan Young holding strong in fifth, Tringali sixth, Sorlin seventh, Brommer up to eighth, Toledo ninth, as Tyler Markle will pass Keith Rich for 10th. So there's the fall off for Keith Rich, but he can't pit yet. He's got to go one more full lap after this one. Remember, he pit from 14th, and 14th is right here. So right now the undercut is not looking really good for him. But time will tell for sure for Keith Rich. But Nico Tringali into fifth, past Dylan Young. Alexander Rowe has shown his speed today. Wes McCoy has not shown any speed today. You can see his best lap is a full 2.5 seconds off teammate Jeff Toledo. But Toledo has such a big lead now over the rest of the competition. I'm not sure if anyone's going to be able to catch up. A definite bigger difference of a race in strategy from what we saw in the Truck Series, especially when these cars are going about 8 seconds faster. Let's dip to the bottom of the ticker, and let's see who's at the back of the field. Jose Mills racing Quinton Moore for 41st, Priya McShane just in front of him, William Flickinger, Jesse Turner, Matthew Logan. Fitzwater not having a good day in the Cup Series today. Versus his Truck Series win yesterday, it's not what he was expecting. Shelton has fallen down from where she started, which was 5th. She was running in 15th at one point. I'm surprised she's this far back. Johnny Gardner having a bad day. There's Rob Evans, who finished second last week. Andrew Rich, 25th at the line. Charles Sanford's won at a road course before, Watkins Glen 2017. Shelley's fallen down to 20th. There's Cole Deaver racing Seth Cole for 16th, and Ace Rogers, who ran the truck race yesterday as well. And they're 3 wide in front of him. Adam Flickinger, Casey Nanako, and Samet Oskin. Oskin finished in third. last week at Daytona. And Oskin's one career win coming from a road course that was all the way back in 2017 at Sebring. And as he rides in 13th place, or 12th place actually, so up to 12th for Oskin, who's closing in on Keith Rich, who might be pitting from 11th. Now he's just a few positions up from 14th, which is where he was running when he pit the first time. But Oskin is just putting him down another position to 12th. So we expect Keith Rich to pit this time by, but he has to get to the left side of the track. Nanako is coming. Alex Gray is coming. It looks like there was a spin on that straightaway. I saw tire marks. So there was an incident at some point. Unless those are just engraved into the racetrack. But Keith Rich losing more positions now. He's down to, I believe, 14th. And a three-wide battle up here as York and Rowe, now along with Tringali, have caught Wes McCoy. And Logan York will pass the 43 car for second place. And that's another 4 points on the day for Logan York. But Jeff Toledo is the man they chase. They're running a lot faster than him. I'll tell you what, the tire wear is incredible. And Toledo's going to come down a lap early, I believe, here on lap 8. He's pitting the same lap as Keith Rich, so trying to undercut it again. Is this the strategy Toledo wants to make? He will have to go 5 laps twice from here. Wes McCoy's down pit road again behind him. Young, Zorlin, Brommer, LJ Toledo, they're all down pit road. Casey Nanako, Adam Flickinger, Deaver, yep, all these guys, you know who you are. No Keith Rich. No Keith Rich. Keith Rich has stayed out another lap. That's really going to hurt him now. Teammate Ace Rogers to his right side. That's going to devastate Keith Rich's day, staying out 1 lap more than he wanted. Oskin, Markle, and here's the top 3, York, Rowe, and Tringali. Now, if this is in an effort to only stop twice, it just might work. Keith Rich is out on the track for what is his 6th lap. But York, Rowe, and Tringali would have to stretch it 7 laps on either this run or the last one. As what is Keith Rich doing? Does he have gas still? He does, but he's hurting. 7 seconds off his best time. He is just being swallowed up at this point. Tringali looking for second on Alexander Rowe. As they'll be coming to pit road, I believe this time by, maybe not. But Rowe holding on to second. This is currently the battle for the lead. As Rowe will hold on to second for the time being. Do they come to pit road this time by? That's the big question right now. And there is pit entrance. And they're all coming in. So far the 3-stop plan is still in full effect. Markle, Oskin, Gray. Will anyone stay out here? Nope, everyone coming in. Quentin Moore will stay out. But other than that, everyone's down pit road. So I lost Quentin Moore. Skipped through too soon. There he goes. No lap led for the 89. But Quentin Moore will go another lap. And this will be an overcut attempt by the 89 of Quentin Moore, who had a terrible year last year. And Quentin looking to get back into victory lane. One career win back at Martinsville in 2018. Will Quentin get into victory lane here in what is his 3rd year in the Cup Series? We're going to take another step aside and we'll be back here at the road course at Sandy Flats in the NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series. We're back at the road course at the Sandy Flats, and Jeff Toledo once again in the race lead. Hitting the line this time by for 7 to go. And you can make it on gas with 6 laps of fuel, but it's pretty bad. Will Toledo pit early and go 6 laps on the end? Or will he stretch it on this run so that it's less of a tire burden at the end of the race, because he's undercut twice to those chasing him. And there's a lot of pressure when drivers are hunting you down. You see the difference from him to Wes McCoy not changing, but Alexander Rowe is really running right now. A full 1.6 seconds faster that time by the Wes McCoy. And the one thing Rowe cannot do is waste time. Got to get by the 43, got to get by him now. Tyler Markle just ran his best lap of the race. Just out of nowhere, Markle is up here in 4th place. And they figured out something on this 88 machine. Could Markle have a chance at winning if he and Rowe can somehow hunt down the 19? Samet Oskin in 5th. Logan York has faltered to 6th. Tringali still right here in 7th. How about rookie Casey Nanako running in 8th place? Dylan Young still in the top 10 in 9th, with Jonathan Zorlin rounding out the top 10. Brommer in 11th, LJ Toledo, Cole Deaver. Kev Shear battling with Adam Flickinger. There's Carter Friesen. Charles Sanford, Ace Rogers, Nate Rogers, and Alex Gray rounds out the top 20. Seth Cole, bad day for him, 25th. Gardner in 27th. There's Quentin Moore. Remember, he's got the newest set of tires. He's now up to 34th. But Shelton with a bad race. Andrew Rich. Keith Rich. But in last place is Matthew Logan. But now it's time to wait and see. What will Jeff Toledo do? Does he pit this time and stretch it 6 laps? As Tyler Markle has gotten by Rowe. Rowe could not get by Wes McCoy. You've got to get by him. McCoy is helping his teammate at this rate. If you can't get by someone who's a second and a half slower than you, that's a second and a half you forfeit on the track, as Toledo does not pit, but Wes McCoy does. So Wes McCoy will go 6 laps on his last set of tires, as now he tries to undercut his teammate for the lead. And if you let Wes McCoy get in front of you, then man, you better hope you can get by him faster than anyone else. Casey Nanaka will pit. Dylan Young, Zorlin, Brommer. A lot of people coming down. You want to be able to dive it into pit road without hitting traffic on your way in. But so Toledo will stay out. Rowe in second once again. As here comes Samet Oskin challenging Markle for third. But so Rowe and Markle had a chance to gain a ton of time. But as you can see, Rowe, since he was stuck behind the 43 that whole lap, he didn't gain as much as he could have. He only gained 0.8. That's time you cannot afford to give up. As I believe there are 2 different spots where there are skid marks. So there were incidents at some point somewhere that could explain why Matthew Logan is so far behind the field. We will do our investigating once the race is over, because there's the other skid marks right there. But no damage can be seen anywhere. This track pretty wide. I'm wondering if maybe just a little spin. But let's do a corner comparison. This corner right here. Actually, no, let's do this one. 90, 89 right there for that corner. What about Rowe? Oh, yeah, see, 93. And Oskin has made it by Markle. And now Tringali will get by Logan York. So Jeff Toledo is getting hunted down. But now the interesting thing to see will be, does Rowe pit on the same lap? Does Rowe pit this time by if Jeff Toledo comes in? Because you will not have a full run to get the overcut. What do you do? Going for a race win this early in the season. Toledo to pit road. Alexander Rowe in as well. Oskin, Markle, Tringali, York, they're all flying in behind Jeff Toledo. And that's extra grip right here on the access road for a chance to catch Jeff Toledo. And Rowe can see him. He's not as close as he'd like to be, but he can see him. And Austin Colano will stay out. Possibly an attempt to lead a lap. Quinton Moore behind him, stretched at the last run. 5 laps to go officially on the board. Colano stays out. Quinton Moore as well. Quinton Moore still looks like with plenty of grip on his tires. But everyone else comes down pit road. And Jeff Toledo out and away. There goes Alexander Rowe as well. Tringali will hop Markle on pit road. And the top 6 are away, but there's Wes McCoy. And this is the man you don't want to let by you. He gets by Tringali. He's pretty far back this time, I gotta say, to Oskin and Rowe. Can they hold them off? So McCoy gains nothing on Jeff, as Oskin's making a move for position on Alexander Rowe right out of the pits. And Nanako has made it up to these guys. He could be looking at a potential top 5. Matthew Logan, it appears, has stayed on track an extra lap, trying to do something. Just look at, he's just this far back from, I'm gonna assume, was a spin. But the running order has shifted tremendously. There it is, McCoy on the bumper of Rowe, but Oskin has driven away from the 99. Could Oskin catch Jeff Toledo and fight for this win? This is the closest they've been to Toledo since the start of the race. And Quinton Moore is trying to take the lead away from Austin Colano, as Moore with a lap or 2 fresher tires than the 21. And Quinton Moore will take the lead away from the 21 machine. Now the big question is probably going to be is when does Quinton Moore pit? Because it looks like he's got plenty of rubber on his tires. Does he pit this time by coming to 4 to go? Or does he stretch it a little more, maybe take rights or lefts only when he pits? That could potentially get him a better finishing position than where he was running, which was when he came out after stretching it, he was outside the top 35. But nope, Quinton Moore will pit. He'll pit coming to 4 to go, and Colano will be right behind him. But look at how much more grip Moore has on the access road compared to the 21. But Moore will get into pit road. And Toledo has been caught. Toledo has already been caught by Samet Oskin. Oskin turning on the turbojets out of pit road. What did they change in his car? Look at the lap time difference. It's a huge difference for Oskin and Jeff Toledo. And this is the battle for the lead. Wes McCoy in third. Tyler Markle fourth. And Casey Nanako is in fifth. How about this top five? 4 drivers who have not won in their career. And then it's Samet Oskin in the 22 who has not won since 2017. But the tires have warmed up for Jeff Toledo. Will he hold him off? Can he hold him off? Now, big question, where did Quinton Moore come out of the pits? Not that bad, a lot better than where he was before. We'll see what Moore can gain back on this last run. Ryan Brommer has dropped. He was closer to the top 10 earlier. Same for Zorlin. Dylan Young out of the top 10. Charles Sanford up to 10th place. It says 11th, but he's in 10th. 10th or 9th. As Logan York has dropped back to these guys. Just bad pit stops for the 95 team. Nico Tringali by himself. Trying to chase Alexander Rowe, who is a lot farther back than he would like to be. There's Nanako as Markle's making a move on Wes McCoy for third. Remember the difference in points. 5 from first to second, 4 from second to third, 3 from third to fourth, and fourth to fifth. So Markle trying to get another 3 points for the race if he can get by Wes McCoy. And he will get it done. There it is, right off the corner. Put Tyler Markle up to third. As Toledo has started inching away from Samet Oskin, who might have burned up his stuff. And Jeff maybe just was holding back, trying not to hurt his tires when they were new. They'll be coming to 3 laps to go, this time by. And Jeff Toledo, it looked like his command was gone, but it's right back. 1.4 second lead for him over Samet Oskin. Tyler Markle 4.7 seconds back, as I think someone came to pit road. McCoy and Nanako are back down pit road. I thought they could make it from when they pit, but apparently not, as a lot of drivers are down again. I could have sworn they were going to be good to go. That's going to hurt their finishing results if everyone else does not pit. And that's going to help anyone who pit late. Especially Quinton Moore. This helps him out a ton. Possible shortage on fuel for a ton of drivers who pit. I really don't understand the call. And Colano, who came out behind Moore, has really gapped him for some reason. Johnny Gardner's in the range of a top 10 finish if he doesn't pit. But now Marco's by himself, and Toledo is just pulling away. Oskin can only do so much, it seems. And Oskin is just disappearing at this rate. So a lot of drivers came down again. That is going to be a very costly pit stop for not only Wes McCoy, but Casey Nanako as well. Looked like they were going to have top 5 results on the day, and those results are up in smoke. Does anyone else have to pit? That's the big question now. We thought they were all good to go, but maybe 6 laps is harder to stretch than we thought. But we've seen it done twice, so it's a little confusing to see a lot of those guys come back down pit road after just 3 laps. Here's pit road. Nothing going here, you know. It looks like these guys can make it. Toledo, Oskin, and Markle, the top 3. Tringali up to 4th. Rowe now down to 5th. And no one is coming in from what I'm seeing. Ace Rogers 9th. LJ Toledo in 10th. And Quinton Moore has made it into the top 20, but none of these drivers are coming down pit road, so completely unexpected call by 12 drivers to come down pit road when they should have been able to make it to the end. The lead is up to 3 seconds for Jeff Toledo as Oskin just can't get anything going. Same goes for Tyler Markle. But what a rookie performance here by Jeff Toledo. Oskin just tried all he could. I think he just burned them up there right out of the gates. Markle closing in on Oskin, could potentially battle him for second. Tringali 4th, Rowe in 5th. Once again, rest of the top 10, Logan York, Nate Rogers, Charles Sanford, Ace Rogers, and LJ Toledo. It's almost over for Jeff Toledo, man. It just takes so long to get around this racetrack. Fastest time on the board. Only 9 drivers ran under a 2:58, so geez, Jesse Turner didn't even get under a 3-minute time. No one's DNF'd. Does anyone have to pit coming to the white? That's the big question now. If no one has to pit coming to the white, they should be smooth sailing to the finish. Does Jeff Toledo have the fuel to make it? So here we go. Here's pit road. Does he pit? No, he doesn't. And Jeff Toledo will take the white flag. Oskin in second, getting hunted down by Tyler Markle. Tringali alone in fourth, and Rowe in fifth, as Nate Rogers looks for sixth on Logan York. Sanford eighth, Ace Rogers ninth, and LJ Toledo rounds out the top 10. Gardner 12th, Colano 13th, Quinton Moore going to be challenging Alex Gray for what I believe will be 14th. But those 12 drivers that pit, Casey Nanaka, Wes McCoy, the big two, who were looking at top 10 results, but apparently their crew chiefs told them they were short, and they elected to pit halfway through the run in the hopes of someone else having to come down. But not the case. Markle trying to catch up to Oskin, but don't think he's going to quite get there. Coming through the last mile or so, Jeff Toledo from row 2, leading pretty much the entire race. And there is Tyler Markle right on the bumper of Cement Oskin for second place. Will he get to him? The rest of the top 10 pretty set in stone. But meanwhile, at the front of the field, through the final right-hand sweeping corner, first rookie winner in 2020. It'll be Jeff Toledo taking the W here at the Sandy Flats Road Course. He wins his first career race and only his second career start. Seven-second lead for Jeff Toledo to win this race. And just look at that final fall off, almost 7 full seconds from his best lap. But he arguably had the best car and the car to beat. Oskin will get second, Markle third, Tringali fourth, and Rowe rounds out the top 5. Logan York will get sixth, Nate Rogers 7th, Charles Sanford 8th, Ace Rogers 9th, and LJ Toledo will round out the top 10. And now we wait for results to become official. A lot more windy day here. As you can see by the mile per hour of the wind, 68 degrees, cloudy weather. Colano managed to get up to 11th, almost the top 10 for him. Quinton Moore 14th, Gardner 13th. As I believe, I think it was the top 30. Oh, some people might have pit at the end there, or it was just that spread out. But Nanako managed to get back up to 26th. But not the result he could have had if he had stayed out. Next week, both the Cup Series and the Truck Series will head to Rockingham Speedway for the first intermediate race on the schedule. 2 different winners, 2 different manufacturers. What a race. I will see you guys at Rockingham.